Alright, so quick rant, I guess, here. I don't really do these videos like this, but I just really just kind of had to talk about it because recently, while I was cruising on the internet here, turns out Star Wars Acolyte got canceled. Like, that's it. We only have season one, and I did a whole review of that. You could just go look at that there. But I really wanted to look at this one just real quick because the online discourse for this is so bad, honestly. And it's just the fact that it got canceled. Like, it'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. Oh, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway. This whole situation is it's a whole cluster of it's a mess. It's just a mess. Because, in all honesty, this show should be canceled. Because I know there's a whole bunch of people going hashtag save the Acolyte. We gotta save this show. It had potential. And I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think people were really liking it that much. I will admit there are fans of the show. There is something to the show. But if the general idea and the whole discourse around the show is that negative, I really don't think it should be picked up. And honestly, the whole question people are kind of turning to for this whole thing is who's to blame for this? Because I will tell you this, there are a good amount of people that we could blame on this. We could blame all the grifters like Neurotic and all those other basement dwellers that just shit on the show and just call it terrible just because it has minorities in it. When in all honesty, it's just a bad show. But no, just because they have, black people in it, woo, scary guys, they need to just rant about it 24/7. And I'll tell you this, I feel like this was the Star Wars breaking point, not in terms of the franchise itself, but I feel like this is the few times that Lucasfilm actually listens to people and just go you know what, hands up, you got me, we're done. Because reasonably think about this, Andor, which by the way, one of the greatest Star Wars shows, honestly one of the greatest shows ever made, has a second season, even though it is famously known that the views for that show weren't that great. Sure, they were decent, but it was nothing on the same level as Mandalorian or all the other Disney Plus shows. But you know why that has a second season? Because it was a great show, and even due to the fact that it had minorities and all these other things that all these people dislike for some reason. And I'll tell you something, The Acolyte is actually a bad show. It's not the worst thing ever made. Honestly, I thought it was not that bad to sit through, even though the show was bad, but I just pushed through it. Because when it comes to Star Wars, I feel like there's a lot of hate towards this franchise, towards the actors, the fans, everything in general. It's honestly so bad, it is sometimes hard to be a fan. And I'll admit this, as someone who's been a fan of this franchise since 2015, not because of The Force Awakens, alright? It's because of Clone Wars, alright? Force Awakens got me interested into other Star Wars media. I trust me, I never even seen Force Awakens in theaters when that shit came out. I'm getting off topic. The point is, I am kind of glad that this show got canceled. Not because of the people got fired and it was woke or whatever. Honestly, I feel bad the fact that all these actors, crew members, and everyone that worked really hard on this show basically just had to leave what they created. And I wanted to like this show. I really did. Because even though I'm not that big of a fan of the High Republic, I wanted this to be my gateway into it. Even though on a side tangent, I just finished playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I really think that really got me interested into the High Republic. I really did it well. But like I said, the point is, this was the smart move to make. Not because it appeases grifters or all these stupid, toxic people, just because of the fact that this show costs $180 million, 200 mil, to where it's not worth it. To where with something like Andor that is a masterclass in just overall work, that deserves it. Ahsoka season 2, while not perfect, is a beloved character and actually was a decent show. Not perfect, but it's well enough to get a season 2. And I feel like there's just two sides of this that are both being toxic right now. And I'm honestly just in between, to where I'm this fan base actually needs to get a grip on things, because I knew things were bad. ever since, like, you know, the sequel trilogy, Obi-Wan Kenobi, so on and so forth. But I feel like this show honestly is the bridge. Like, we are on a sinking ship, folks, and you know what? I'm here for the ride, baby. Let's go. All right, that's about it. I really just had to get that off my chest because this whole discourse honestly just made me that, like, infuriated with the whole everything that's going on. I don't know, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know. That's really about it. Watch my other videos. I got other projects in the works, so don't forget to check out those when they come out. On Blacked Out Reviews, I reviewed it, so you don't have to. God damn it, I hate the Star Wars. I hate this franchise.